Nobody expected a simple adventure to turn into a life-changing fight for survival. Deep in the heart of the Amazon jungle, far from the noise of any city, a young African explorer named Kofi found himself face to face with one of nature's fiercest creatures. It all started with a dream bigger than anything he had ever imagined. Kofi had always been fascinated by the mysteries of the world. Growing up in Ghana, he would often sit under the stars, listening to his grandfather's stories about far-off lands and hidden treasures. Those stories fueled a fire inside him. As he got older, he made it his mission to travel to the most untouched places on Earth. When the opportunity came to join an expedition into the Amazon rainforest, he didn't hesitate for a second. The journey into the Amazon was both thrilling and terrifying. Everything about the place felt alive. The thick, humid air wrapped around him like a blanket. Giant trees towered over him, their leaves creating a green sky that blocked out the sun. Birds called out in strange, beautiful songs, and the river water glittered in the dappled light. Kofi felt small but alive, more alive than he had ever felt before. He travelled with a small team of local guides and other explorers, each one buzzing with excitement. But as they ventured deeper into the jungle, the air seemed to grow heavier. Whispers among the trees, unseen eyes following every step. It was as if the forest itself was watching them. Kofi could feel it in his bones. They were not alone. On the third day of the trek, they reached a part of the jungle few had dared to enter. It was said that strange animals roamed these parts, creatures bigger, faster, and smarter than anywhere else. The guides warned them to stick close and stay alert. Kofi listened carefully, but curiosity pulled at him like an invisible thread. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky with deep purples and golds, Kofi wandered a few steps away from the group, drawn by the sound of running water. He thought he'd found a small stream where he could refill his canteen, but as he moved toward the sound, the jungle suddenly fell silent. Even the birds stopped singing. It was too quiet. That's when he saw them. 2 tigers, their orange and black coats almost glowing against the green backdrop. Kofi froze, his heart hammering in his chest. His mind raced. Tigers weren't even supposed to live in the Amazon. They were creatures of Asia. Yet here they were, wild and real, their golden eyes locked onto him. Kofi remembered what he had learned: never run. Running would trigger their instinct to chase. So he stood his ground, barely breathing, every muscle in his body tensed like a coiled spring. The tigers watched him, tails flicking, muscles rippling under their sleek fur. For a moment, it felt like time itself stopped. Slowly, Kofi began backing away, keeping his eyes on the animals. He moved carefully, deliberately, stepping over roots and vines without making a sound. He knew he had to get back to the group, but he also knew that one wrong move could mean disaster. Just when he thought he was out of danger, his foot slipped on a wet rock. He stumbled, and the sudden movement startled the tigers. One of them took a step forward, muscles tensing. Kofi's mind screamed at him to stay calm. Summoning every ounce of courage he had, he stood tall, raised his arms to make himself look bigger, and let out a loud, firm shout. The jungle echoed with the sound of his voice. For a few heart-stopping seconds, the tigers stared at him, their ears flicking. Then, almost lazily, they turned and disappeared into the shadows, melting into the forest like ghosts. Kofi didn't waste a second. He ran back toward the camp, adrenaline burning through his veins. When he burst into the clearing where the others were gathered, he was gasping for air. eyes wide with shock. The guides rushed over, their faces filled with alarm. After hearing what happened, the team decided to set up camp early and keep a tight watch through the night. Around the fire, Kofi sat in silence, his mind replaying the encounter over and over. He realized how fragile life could be and how powerful the natural world truly was. The next morning, as the sun rose and bathed the jungle in soft golden light, Kofi felt a deep sense of gratitude. He had come to the Amazon seeking adventure, and he had found something even greater, a reminder of his own strength and the humbling beauty of the wild. He continued the expedition with a new respect for the jungle and its creatures. Every bird call, every rustling leaf felt like a whisper of wisdom from a world far older and wilder than his own. Kofi knew he would carry the lessons of the Amazon with him forever, a reminder that sometimes the most dangerous moments can teach us the most about who we really are. Back home in Ghana, months later, Kofi would tell his story not as one of fear, but of awe.